سعيد حقيقة أن نستضيف مثل هذه الشخصيات في هذا الموضوع المطروح في الساحة الأكاديمية، وربما أنتم محظوظون كلكم من الطلبة الذين يعني سوف تتاح لهم هذه الفرصة للإنصات والاستماع والتتبع لهذا الموضوع الجديد والمهم جدا في مجال حق العلوم الإنسانية والاجتماعية. لا أريد أن أطيل كثيرا، أنا فقط جئت هنا لكي أرحب بالضيف الكريم ولكي أشكر الزملاء ولأشكر الأساتذة ولأشكركم أنتم أيضا على هذا تلبية الدعوة والحضور والاهتمام بهذا النشاط. كل التمنيات لكم بالتوفيق والنجاح طيلة هذه الفترة التي سوف تقضونها مع الضيف الكريم.
Needless to say that although this is an event that is a joint venture between the doctoral formation, new trends in linguistic, literary and cultural studies, and the Department of English, and the MASISI, Moroccan American Commission for Educational and Cultural Exchange.
Good afternoon, Professor Hanna. It's a pleasure to have you on our campus leading these workshops on digital humanities. So we want first to know what digital humanities are and how important they are to the humanities.
So there's been a lot of debate about the digital humanities over the past few decades. And a lot of scholars have gone back and forth about what counts as digital humanities and what doesn't. And for my purpose, what's most interesting about the digital humanities is its refusal to be defined. Its constant pushing beyond the boundaries of what we might consider a codified set of practices or theories. And I think that's what makes it so compelling for many scholars, is that it's always changing, always evolving, and taking in new tools and new methodologies for the study of the humanities. For my purposes, though, as a working definition, I tend to think of the digital humanities as a dialectical movement between two poles. One is the application of computational power to the study of the humanities, to culture, history, literature, and using computational tools and methodologies from computer science and from data science to study the humanities. But the other side of the equation that I think is very interesting is the use of humanistic modes of critique and analysis to question and critique technology itself, to question the role of things like algorithms and artificial intelligence in our daily lives and how they impact our cultures, our traditions, our very life world. And so I like to think of it as a constant movement between these two poles, that on the one hand, we're applying tools to the study of the humanities, but we're also bringing the humanistic critique to bear on the technologies.
Right. Well, how much of impact has it had so far on the study and teaching and the research in humanities in the States?
So in the United States, the digital humanities has really become its own unique subdiscipline now, with an entire cohort of scholars working in the area, with the creation of new humanities labs and digital humanities centers. So for example, at Purdue, I run a small space we are calling the Digital Humanities Studio, which allows scholars to work together in a small space to develop new research projects and apply certain tools to their work. Mm-hmm. And I think we should remember that at the core of this work is still the humanities. There's a lot of exciting things happening to use cutting edge technologies like artificial intelligence or machine learning in the study of the humanities. But at the core, what we still care about is the humanistic and the humanities.
That's interesting. So what are the workshops about specifically?
So I've designed the workshops based on a graduate seminar I teach called Digital Humanities Foundations. And the idea or theory behind these workshops is that over the course of an intensive week, you'll basically get the equivalent of a seminar in digital humanities methods. We cover everything from text analysis and text mining to data visualization and data cleaning to qualitative research projects using story maps and using some other content management. And so the idea would be that anyone will get something out of this workshop. And by the end of the week, if you attended all the workshops, you would understand the major trends in the field of digital humanities. You may not be a digital humanist or an expert in digital humanities, but you would understand and have applied every method that I've come across. And that's the goal of the workshops, and how I've sort of theoretically designed them is that I want people to come away with as many tools in the toolkit as they can.
Well, eventually we'll get the feedback from the students individually, and I'm sure they've already been impressed, and we'll see more of that.
I thought that it was, and here is another way of looking at communication information technology and how you can apply that to your humanities studies, but it was evidently much more than that.
And as an MA student, I believe that this new field of studies is going to give me the chance to enhance my findings in terms of research.
It was a great opportunity to learn about this new field of scholarship and to learn the notions and new tools that were actually used in the scientific environment and implement them actually in humanities.
And this new field is really important since it makes the realm of humanities and literature a public one.
So in this sense, I think the significance of the workshops were meaningful and useful to all students and also professors who attended those lectures.
You're here on a Fulbright program, or part of that program.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your trip has been in the making for over a year because of the COVID situation. Can you tell us a little bit about, the process of this?
So we began planning this Fulbright trip to Morocco back in 2020, right before a little global event called coronavirus appeared. And it was a coordination between scholars at 3 universities trying to find a space and time to conduct these intensive boot camp workshops. Mm-hmm. And so it took a lot of coordination, and COVID really derailed a lot of those efforts. And so we worked together over the last almost 2 years now to arrange this project and to actually figure out a time to do it. And we finally managed to get these workshops on the radar. And I can say the wait was worth it, because the quality of the students and the faculty and the staff that I've met here in Morocco, both in Ifrane and here in Tetouan, has been simply astounding.
This visit has been supported strongly by our faculty and administration. Have you had a chance to meet any of our administrators?
We had a wonderful visit with the Dean of the Faculty of the Humanities here in Tetouan, and also with the President of Abdelmalek Essaadi University. And I can say that meeting with both of them was a really inspiring experience, because they're so invested in these innovative methods and expanding what we can do in the humanities. And I think that's a really wonderful resource for any campus to have, is a supportive administration.
So my last question, this is your first visit to Morocco, I guess. So, how did you experience this journey? You started about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
In general, how do you feel about your experience?
Well, I've traveled a lot, and I can say that Morocco has a large piece of my heart. It's a wonderful country. The people are warm and friendly, and I found it to be a really remarkable experience, indeed a life-changing experience. And so I traveled all over the country, and I feel like I'm just beginning to experience it. And I hope to return, inshallah, very soon, because this has very quickly become one of my very favorite places.
You're welcome to visit anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you.